Markelle cause they fucked up the shot. Just want you to know that you got it, my nigga. Though I never met you, I know that you special and that the Lord bless you. Don't doubt it, my.
Now this verse really got me thinking. J. Cole in 21 dropped this hit single December 21st. Markelle Fultz was a Sixer at the time. Let's see how he did. He didn't do nothing. That man didn't play. He was injured, trying to fix his broken jump shot. But then we go to his career stats, and they're about the same, 8 to 12 points a game. From when I last seen, his jump shot was developing, and according to the Orlando SB Nation, they think he's gonna have a breakout season. The only problem is the Magic are dookie balls, absolute trash, garbage. All I can say is good luck to my half Dominican brother Markelle Fultz, and
they can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. They can't control.
Yo, YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Q back at y'all with another video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes, man. Hope y'all are having a good Tuesday, man. Hope everybody's staying safe, man. But I just wanted to get on here and talk about Markelle Fultz. Now, if you guys haven't seen the video I just did about LeBron James, I highly advise you to check that out. I got the idea to do this video when I was discussing Ben Simmons, in that video for a brief moment in time. When it comes to the Markelle Fultz situation, something's just never sat right with me about Markelle Fultz, man. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Markelle Fultz is or who he was. You know what I mean? 2016, 2017, first overall pick out of Washington University. Was a very, very dominant player, man. But I want to give a brief background on Markelle Fultz. Now, Markelle Fultz came out of what was it called? Was it like the decathlon? It was something. Hold on, give me a second, y'all, so I can figure this out. Yeah, DeMartha. So Markelle Fultz attended DeMartha Catholic High School in Maryland, a renowned basketball powerhouse. Despite being cut from the varsity team as a 5'9" sophomore, he ended up becoming one of the top prospects in the nation after he hit a growth spurt. McDonald's All-American, 2-time Naismith High School All-American honorable mentions, and MVP. Okay. Also played with Chase Young on that football team as well, so there's that. Okay, so when it comes to the case of a Markelle Fultz, man, a lot of things just didn't sit right with me. Now, I'm going to go back into this, right? Because I forgot to show y'all this. But Markelle Fultz, man, was a very, very dominant player. Now, his team, the Washington, wasn't very good, so he was able to have a lot of shots up. He was able to put a lot of shots up. He was able to flourish because the team wasn't very good. Couldn't even remember another guy on that team. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was just Markelle Fultz's team completely. But Markelle Fultz was a standout freshman guard at the University of Washington, recognized as a premier NBA prospect due to his elite scoring and playmaking. He averaged 23.2 points and 5.7 rebounds and 5.9 assists per game, becoming a third-team All-American in the 2017 NBA draft, first overall pick. Now, I think the reason why he ended up becoming the third team is because his team wasn't very good. You know, they weren't winning a lot of games, and I don't think he played in the tournament at all. But Markelle Fultz recorded 5 30-point games and 18 20-point games. My goodness, that boy was balling. Named third all, yeah, I already read that. Smooth scoring, shooting 41.3% from the three-point range, creating opportunities for his teammates with 5.9 assists per game, basically 6 assists a game, with a team that wasn't very good, right? So, with all this being said, man, what happened to a guy that was in college, averaging 23 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, right? So fast forward, Markelle Fultz is getting drafted by the 76ers first overall. I believe the Sixers had the third overall pick in that draft, right? And they traded up with the Boston Celtics to draft Markelle Fultz. And what looked to me like it was a great move, because they already had Joel Embiid. They already had Ben Simmons, you know what I'm saying? So it made sense to try to go after a premier scorer in Markelle Fultz, a guy that can shoot threes, while Ben Simmons was still trying to figure things out as a shooter. And we're going to talk about him later on in this video too, as well. But Markelle Fultz, fast forward now, gets drafted by the 76ers. He ends up working out with the 76ers and whatnot. And, you know, they draft him or whatever the case may be. And fast forward into training camp, we hear things about he has a shoulder injury that nobody knows about. He has forgotten how to shoot the ball, and stuff like he went to a shooting coach to change his jump shot. Me personally, I don't know any first overall picks or top prospects that come into the league before they've even touched an NBA floor would change the jump shot that they've been using all their life, and would change the jump shot that they were using in college that had them shooting 41% from the three. And the jump shot never looked bad. You know what I'm saying? But let's look at Markelle Fultz's jumper. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all. Let's look at Markelle Fultz's jump shot. You know what I mean? Before and after he changed it, right? So let's look at Markelle Fultz's jump shot, right? Me personally, I don't see anything wrong with Markelle Fultz's jump shot. You know, this is the jump shot that he's been using to shoot 41% from the three. Look at this jump shot. Look at this jump shot, right? And you're sitting here telling me that Markelle Fultz, coming into the NBA, just randomly decided he wanted to change his jump shot? But look at the house. I mean, that just never really made sense to me. Like, look at this dude. Athleticism, defense, elite court vision. People were comparing him to James Harden and Dwayne Wade, you know, with a better jump shot, obviously. But look at this. Look at elite playmaking, elite athleticism, able to finish at the rim, able to make tough shots when needed. You know, it just dawned on me how a guy like Markelle Fultz never made it, you know? Now, look at his jump shot. Look at his jumper. Look at his jumper. What was wrong with Markelle Fultz's jumper to where he felt like he had to change it? You know what I'm saying? And now, fast forward to the league, right? Look at Markelle Fultz's jump shot now.
Guy at this point. So first free throw looks disgusting, but somehow, some way he makes it. That's typically his form. Now, when you see this second free throw, I want you to see the filthiness in this form. All right, Markelle's gonna wind it up. He shoots. Oh, what the hell is that, Markelle? What was that? Yo, look at this again in slow-mo. Why did he pump fake the free throws? That should be a lane violation on him. Yo, what is going on with this young man? What's going on with his confidence? That shit is shot. Come on, Markelle. Oops, I forgot to let it go. Let me try it again. No, bro. I'm telling y'all, man, all due respect to Markelle, I hope he figures it out at the NBA level. He's a bust right now, man. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
This was a whole meme, right? This was a whole meme. Mind you, it was against Miami Heat. A lot of things just never made sense to me about the Markelle Fultz situation, man. His jump shot was fine. You know what I'm saying? But then they changed his jump shot. And next thing you know, there's reports coming out about Markelle Fultz. Shoulder injury. Right? Markelle Fultz's career has been significantly impacted by TOS. I don't even know how thoracic outlet syndrome, whatever that is. Pain leading to numbness and critical inability to raise the arm and shoot the ball. That makes absolutely no sense because the yips in shooting form, the injury caused noticeable changes in shooting mechanics. Okay, so they're telling us two different things. First, they told us that Markelle Fultz, right, wanted to change his jump shot. Now they're saying that the reason why he changed his jump shot was because he was hurt. But if he was hurt and he was the number one pick, hold on. But if Markelle Fultz was hurt and he was the number one pick, why wouldn't you sit him out like you sat out Ben Simmons? And Ben Simmons was never able to shoot, mind you. But he was hurt. You didn't sit him, but you had an idea that you could change his jump shot so he can play through pain. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, man. I just thought that shit was just super weird. Now, we'll go to a guy in Lonzo Ball, right? A guy that actually changed his jump shot, right? But look at his jump shot before he changed it, right? Look at Lonzo Ball's jumper before he changed his shot, right? He was, mind you, Lonzo was still able to make shots and do things, you know, but his jump shot was never good. But he didn't go out of his way to change it. At least not until a few years into the league. You know, Lonzo Ball shot not pretty. You know what I'm saying? His shot wasn't pretty when he first got into the NBA. You know, but he didn't change his jump shot. You know, so I just thought that shit was weird. I thought that shit was strange. And like what I said about Ben Simmons earlier, right? Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz were both drafted in the same position, and they were both drafted by the same team, you know, which is very, very strange. And they both had an inability to shoot the basketball. Although one, and Ben Simmons, never shot the basketball unless you're talking about him shooting basketball, unless you're talking about him shooting threes. Unless you're talking about him shooting threes in the off season, but never attempting it in an NBA game, which I thought was very, very strange. But those two were on the same team. Markelle Fultz looked like he had a bright future in the NBA, man. And next thing you know, the guy forgets how to shoot a basketball, which makes no sense to me. If you ask me what I think happened here, I think what happened here was Markelle Fultz, right? I think what happened here, right, with Markelle Fultz, you know, when it comes to the NBA, man, the NBA is nothing but one big club, okay? You have to obey them if you want to get success, fame, and riches, man. You have to. I think what happened was Markelle Fultz was offered the opportunity to become a big star in this league, and I feel like he turned it down. Let me explain. Ben Simmons, like I said, another guy, right? Ben Simmons, when he first came into the NBA, something about his cousin, like right before he got drafted, something happened with his cousin. We're gonna look into this. Hold on. Ben Simmons, right? And in June of 2026, Zachary Simmons, the 21-year-old cousin of Ben Simmons, right? Hold on, y'all. Making sure I'm good. All right. Zachary Simmons, the 21-year-old cousin of NBA player Ben Simmons, was killed in a hit-and-run accident in Hoboken, New Jersey. The incident occurred shortly after Zachary attended the 2016 NBA draft, where Ben Simmons was selected number 1 overall. The driver, Mark Nicholas, was later sentenced to 4 years in prison. Keep in mind, the crash occurred around 3:30 a.m., which is very, very strange. What would Ben Simmons' cousin be doing out walking at 3:30 a.m. on June 25th, 2016 at Willows Avenue and 6th Street in Hoboken? Zachary was crossing the street when he was struck by a black SUV traveling at high speed, reported at 70 miles per hour in a 25-mile zone. The driver fled the scene, but authorities later arrested Mark Nicholas, was sentenced in 2018 for leaving the scene of a fatal accident. So you mean to tell me that this guy, right, and Mark T. Nicholas, right? Think about this for a second, right? Mark T. Nicholas, right, was driving 70 miles an hour in a 25-mile zone, hit a person, fled the scene, and only got 4 years in jail, with Ben Simmons being a top pick and having all of this money to be able to get a lawyer to sentence this dude for life. And he only got 4 years. Listen, man, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up, bro. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up, bro. But you really can't make this shit up, man. Let me look. Hold on. You really can't make this shit up, bro. really can't make this stuff up. But, you know, when you are making deals with the devil himself, right? Look at this dude's eyes, man. Who's to say that this dude is even a human being? You know? Adam Silver, man. But you're making deals with the devil, you will be outperformed. Now, Ben Simmons. If you know Ben Simmons, you know Ben Simmons has already been through the humiliation ritual, man. Ben Simmons' GPA. Ben Simmons' GPA was posted on social media for the whole world to see. Ben Simmons' GPA was a 1.8 when he was at LSU. And that became a whole meme about him not studying. And this was his humiliation ritual. And I believe his cousin was his sacrifice to make it to the NBA. Now, where did Ben Simmons go wrong? Ben Simmons went wrong.
Tapping his way in. Spins on Gallinari. Gives it up. Oh, he was right there. And a foul as Thibault goes to the basket. Boy, Simmons, uncontested, had a layup, but he leaves it for Thibault, who makes something out of it and is headed to the line.
Well, but that's when you know that the game is in your head. That's a dunk for Ben Simmons right there.
Doc, you think Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now. So I don't know the answer to that.
Doc,
when he decided he wanted to trade or whatever the case may be out of Philadelphia, and you guys remember that playoff series he had against the Hawks, where he was passing up a lot of shots. Ben Simmons wasn't able to make his free throws and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So they ended up trading Ben Simmons. He ended up holding out, things about him not wanting to play ball anymore. And he's bounced around a couple of teams, you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons bounced around a couple of teams for sure, Let's look at his stats, okay? So 2017, 2018, right? Ben Simmons was a dominant player, averaging 15 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Same thing. He was good for a cool three years, and then this is the year where he kind of fell off a little bit, and the rest was history. He got traded to the Nets, back injury. I believe last year he played for the Clippers. I believe he's still on the Clippers, but not really though, because he never plays. So there you have it. Ben Simmons' career is over. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, just like that. Now, am I feeling sorry for Ben Simmons? Absolutely not. I think Ben Simmons did, follow through with the plans at first. And then I think once he got too deep into it, he kind of just cut it off. And I'm just like, the same thing could have happened to Markelle Fultz, but he just never kind of went through with everything. I feel like when he got drafted, he seen all the weird shit that he had to do. He seen all the weird shit going on. So he just decided to back off, which is fair. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things that just very, very eerie about the Markelle Fultz situation. Now, fast forward, now you got a guy like Tyrese Maxey on your team, right? Tyrese Maxey is a phenomenal player, not taking anything away from Tyrese Maxey. You know what I'm saying? But since Markelle Fultz didn't want to play the game, they had to find somebody that would. Somebody that was willing to play. They had to find a guy in Tyrese Maxey that was willing to play the game. Tyrese Maxey at the all-white party with Michael Rubin. Well, look at this, guys. Look at this. Tyrese Maxey at the party with the Mike Rubin. You know what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell as well, and Joel Embiid. What do all of these guys have in common? These guys are all stars. They're all famous in some type of capacity in the NBA. Now, forget about Tyrese Maxey. Just let's look at the Wild White Party in totality, right? Let's look at this all-white party thing in totality right now, right? You know what I'm saying? It's one, like I said, man, it's one big club, and you cannot get in. This is one big club, and you cannot get in. You know what I'm saying? Parties that have the likes of Jay-Z and Beyonce attending. So they got a guy in Tyrese Maxey that's willing to play the game because Markelle Fultz wasn't. And I'm looking at Markelle Fultz in college, and I'm looking at Tyrese Maxey in college. Markelle Fultz was a far better player and a far better prospect than Tyrese Maxey was. And he didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that it was because he forgot how to shoot all of a sudden when he first got into the NBA. I think what what happened was Markelle Fultz didn't want to follow through with the agenda, so they pushed him to the side. They said, listen, man, you've already agreed to go through with everything, but you're backing out last minute. We have to figure out an exit strategy. So the exit strategy was tell them you forgot how to shoot. Don't shoot the ball good. Don't play as good as you could have been playing, and we'll get you up out of here. Now, he did end up signing a $50 million 3-year deal with the Magic, but he ended up getting hurt, so they waived him. He signed with the Kings, didn't play much, and now Markelle Fultz is completely forgotten about, and he's completely out of the league. The moral of the story is, man, if you want to get to the NBA, there are certain things that you're going to have to do, especially if you want to be a superstar in this league.
It's Shaq in drag on the Dennis Scott Show.
Masculine women, feminine men, which is a rooster, which is a hen? It's hard to tell them apart today.
How do you know Shaq? You see these sideburns? He got them from me. He showed me with these sideburns. He was trying to hit on me, but I wouldn't give him no.
Well, I'm trying to concentrate, but Mr. O'Neill's ring. Yeah, it is. It's very related. Can we get a close up on that ring? What is going on there? That's a ring of my profession. You don't know nothing about that. Okay, can we get a close up on that area? You don't know nothing about it. What is the profession? Yeah, which profession are we talking about? Just look at it. Is it a legal profession? Of course it's legal. It's a ring of my profession. I'm trying to read it. Okay. It's too many diamonds. Yeah, that's too bright. That's too bright. Well, anyway. Oh, Mason, are you a Mason? Of course I am. Okay. You have a secret ceremony? Well, you might as well put your pinky out when you drink the drink. Wow. Pinky out. You know, do the secret ceremonies with the candles and the... Everyone wears... Anyway, the Clippers. Championship ring, but that is impressive, Mr. O'Neill. I don't have a championship. Anyway, the Clippers. Oh, yeah, that's four.
Especially if you want to be a well-known prospect in this league. There's certain things and certain doors you have to go through in order to make these things happen, man. You know, so, and it's clear as day, man. It's just something that I've been thinking about ever since I made the Ben Simmons thing. You know what I mean? Ever since I made the video, I'm just like, yo, something just doesn't sit right with me with this situation. You know what I'm saying? But there you have it, man. I don't think Markelle Fultz was a complete bust. I think what happened was Markelle Fultz didn't want to go through with the bullshit, and they let him go. You know what I'm saying? And I commend him for that. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, not a lot of people would be willing to do that. But I wish Markelle Fultz nothing but the best, man. I'm pretty sure he still has a couple of millions, you know what I'm saying, that he can, you know, use to take care of his family and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, man, when it comes to the NBA and becoming a big star in this league, man, it comes with a price. It comes with a price, man. But, yeah, man, I'm going to just leave that there. Y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. And y'all let me know how y'all feel about Markelle Fultz and, you know, the situation with the Sixers and Magic and all that, man. And Ben Simmons as well, man. I just think the Ben Simmons thing is weird because you have a guy in Ben Simmons. You had a guy in Ben Simmons, I should say, that was being compared to LeBron James when he was coming out of high school. You know, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, and all he needed was a jump shot, and he never got it. Who's to say that they told him not to do that? They told him not to get a jump shot. Because before, Ben Simmons was hooping. Ben Simmons was balling. Yeah, he didn't have no jumper, but he could still play. 3 years after that, he's no longer in the NBA. Did these two guys talk? I don't know, man. At this point, I'm just speculating. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes, man, and I'm out.